up, guys? I got my boy Ant over here, OG dropshipper. We're gonna do a little podcast. We're gonna expose some people.
Oh yeah,
Get a lot of hate for this
dude.
one. Talk a little about e-com, a little about dropshipping. Talk about how to do dropshipping right too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The reason why I like you a lot, dude, is because like you actually do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't do it.
That are posting content on it.
100%.
Yeah.
So we had to come on here. But yeah, bro, you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, dude. So first pod, but my name's Ant or Anthony, but I go by Ant online. Dude, I'm honestly not an OG dropshipper, dude. I started at the end of 2022. That's when I started everything. But yeah, so essentially same story as like, you know, most people wanted to make money online, didn't want to, you know, do the 9-to-5 shit, whatever it is. And so I fell into dropshipping, and then, you know, the end of 2022, started my first store. It was like an organic store. Got my first ever sales and orders with that. And then coming into the beginning of 2023, I was like, okay, like, let me actually like lock into this. There's people, you know, making buku bucks with this left and right. And, you know, I want to get rich. I want to change my life. This is like what I'm going to be obsessed with and dedicate everything to. So like, dude, all I did, like, I never did like, you know, all these crazy, like, oh, make a general store, test these products, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, all I focused on my whole time, like figuring everything out, was just TikTok drop shipping. I would make a one product store, set up TikTok ads, run ads, and then just figure it out from there. So essentially at the beginning of 2023, I also started my Twitter account. And the first tweet ever on my Twitter account was like, I said something like, this is going to be the year where I like change my life and I like going to be more excited. And then I didn't do that to like grow or like to show anybody anything. I was like, this is just going to be a journal for me to like document and look back on and stuff. So going through like the beginning of the year, you know, I'm still learning everything, trying to master this game, you know, find a winning product, how to run the ads and do everything. And, you know, I was like the same kid like anyone else. I'm joining Discord communities. I'm watching YouTube videos and like taking in all this info, some good, some bad. And like over time, you know, I figured it out like fairly fast. And I was probably down around like $3,000-4,000 in the red before I ever made my first actual money. And in June of 2023, I hit like my first banger product and made my first actual money. It was like this swimsuit. And then
Shapewear?
Yeah, it was a shapewear swimsuit. It was like it was a bathing suit, yeah. And then yeah, so I ran that product up. I did around like $80,000 in like 10 days. Had like a fat margin. And then I had a Canon dropshipper event that happens to everyone. I got a cease and desist. And then also like the product that I sent out, like it was like see-through. It was like 2 sizes too big. Yeah. So it was like I came out from like this big high and went immediately into a big low. And I was like, shit, bro. But like after I feel like you hit for the first time and really have like your big first success, like, dude, your brain morphs and it gets rewired. And then I was able to just essentially rinse and repeat it from there. Just really like put my all into like mastering TikTok ads. I only focused that, didn't do any meta. And then over the year, I ran up over 7 figures in revenue. It was just drop shipping on TikTok ads. I started Rippy Club, my Discord server. I started my YouTube channel. And like throughout that whole come up time, I was like, okay, I'm watching these YouTube videos, I'm joining these other Discords, and you know, now that I know everything that I know, networked my way up, learned a lot of stuff very, very quickly, I was like, this is the good info that actually helped me. This is, you know, what's actually gonna make anyone progress. And then this is all the bad info that people talk about just to yap or whatever it is. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna start my Discord. I'm gonna start uploading YouTube videos. And since like not knowing everything and, you know, being the kid that's learning it was so fresh into my mind, I was like, I know exactly what everyone needs. I know exactly what they need to see. Yeah. So I based my whole Discord server and my YouTube channel around that. And like, dude, my second ever YouTube video, I got almost 600,000 views on it. And it was called like $22,000 drop shipping from scratch in 7 days.
I think I saw that video.
Dude, yeah. No, and it blew up so hard, bro. And I literally like found a product live, set up my store live, showed the exact creatives live, and then ran the ads and showed everything day by day. And I did that because case studies is something that helped me a lot when I was like learning everything. But people would like still not even show the products or like the old stores that they're in. I'm like, dude, I'm just giving it all away, bro. Like, and no one really ever did that. So I think that's kind of why I started hitting on it really hard. And then the videos that I uploaded following that were just the same thing. And I'm just showing you exactly like step by step how I'm running up a store while also showing like the exact products and the creatives that I'm running.
What made you do that style in the first place? Was it just like, this is what you wish you had initially, or was it like, this is like my genius idea and people are gonna love it?
It was like a little bit of a combination of both. Like one thing, I'm just like a Gen Z Zoomer, bro. Like I was just been on YouTube forever. I've always been a YouTube kid. So I was like, all right, if I'm gonna start YouTube, this is the time to do it.
Yeah.
But what made me do that was like, you know, with all the bad info that was online, I was like, bro, if I had this exact video right here, I would have saved myself months and months and months of like learning and progress.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, if I put this out, like, you know, this is what's going to help kids advance the most.
100%, dude. It's like same thing for me. Like one of the reasons why I started the personal brand was to kind of be the bridge between what like actual e-com is and what people think e-com is. Cause like we'll see guys like cough. Like I don't want to say names yet, but like we'll see guys for like AC Hampton and shit. We'll see him and be like, bro, like, well, what are you talking about?
Sell a product that solves a problem, and everyone like, you know, think it's like some like genius idea. And it's like, bro, tell the kids what to do, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like it's just not guiding them in the right way.
I'll see other gurus and like we'll get technical here in a bit, but I'll see other gurus be like, oh, like only 5 creatives, this and that. I'm like, bro.
Yeah. It's like, dude, do you know how the game works? Content is everything, brother.
You don't know how the game works. Yeah. So like when you so like right now you have Rippy Club, you have your brands running right now. I guess like what does your day-to-day look like? What are you focusing on? What are you doing?
Yeah, so I have kind of like 3 main like verticals that I'm focused on. So I have a supplement brand that I'm running right now. And that August was like the first month of really getting that going. We did around 92,000 the first month.
Nice.
And, you know, it took a while to get set up as well because I've never, you know, everything I've done up until this point was just straight drop shipping. So this, I'm like, you know, putting it all into going in the red, investing in labels and, you know, setting everything up the right way. So I'm focused on that right now. I do that with my business partner, Kai. And aside from that, I'm just focused on Rippy Club, which is, you know, the Discord and providing, you know, value and info. And then right now, which is like why I'm doing this podcast, is like content because like I was working for a few months for a while where I needed to get everything kind of automated and running to where I needed to be. So like with a supplement company, there's like an agency and a team for like every single aspect. My whole job to run this brand is literally to talk in Telegram group chats every day. But, you know, it took a while to set all that up. And then with Rippy Club, you know, I have that, you know, takes up my time every day, but it's also like I host like a few calls every week, and it's also something that I genuinely enjoy doing. And also, you know, I have so many friends in there, so it's like that's kind of just where I hang out. And then the third thing I'm focused on, like I said, is getting out content, which is like my main thing that I'm trying to do right now.
100%. Yeah, no, dude, like right now for like our brands, like I just run it through WhatsApp. Like I'm on WhatsApp all day. Dude, like WhatsApp and Telegram all day. And then like Slack is for the team. I don't go on Slack at all, but it's just WhatsApp and Slack, bro. It's all we need.
Yeah,
WhatsApp, Slack, and Telegram. It's $1 million business.
No, it is, bro. Dude, I've never even been on Slack, but yeah, like, bro, like we have a customer support agency. We have like a call center for people to, you know, close calls that didn't end up checking out.
Yeah.
We have the whole brand so far has just ran off, you know, affiliate networks and affiliate marketing. So
oh, that's solid.
Yeah. So we just have 5 or 6 affiliate networks right now. And then our manufacturer, this is kind of our biggest edge that we have over like literally everyone else. They're based right down here in Florida, and they manufacture the product. They can make any formula that you want. They make the labels for you as well. So like they can do the designs. And they're also a 3PL, so they'll also ship it out for us. Yeah, and we don't even need to like buy inventory up front. So we're essentially like, you know, we're not drop shipping, but like we're paying like as we go, you know.
No,
what I mean?
I get what you mean. Yeah, that's really smart. That's really smart. Affiliate networks, that's crazy. So you're not running any ads for that?
No, I have to. I've never made it. I don't have to do any creatives for it. I don't have to do any ads for it, nothing like that. And like the offers and products that we're pumping, so like one of the supplements, the main offer that we have right now is like weight loss type stuff. And then the next one that we're doing is we're doing men's ED or like men's enhancement. So like just like dick pills basically.
But we'll go crazy on affiliate.
Yeah, dude. So it's like, bro, I just went to Affiliate Summit East in New York.
Yeah,
and
we saw each other there. That's where we met.
Oh, yeah, I forgot, bro. But dude, and it's like, bro, I'm sitting there talking to these guys that like, because like going from Shopify dropshipping to like running a business like this, which is a lot more like, you know, it's kind of like doing a whole different thing. And like, bro, I'm meeting these guys that have been pumping these exact same offers of like similar products that I'm selling for like 20 years now, dude. I met this guy who's 67. He's done like billions in revenue like over the course of his year. And I'm like, bro, like what? Like what even is that? So it's definitely been a learning experience over the past like 6 months, like really getting into like this type of e-commerce industry. But it's definitely been fun to learn so far.
Is that where you see yourself long term doing like that style you're doing right now?
Yeah, bro. And then, I mean, dude, like, I don't know. I kind of had like an epiphany the other day. I was talking to my boy Connor, and then he was like, he's kind of in the same boat as me. He has a supplement company as well. He does CBD, and he started a YouTube channel, and he documented from him launching it to doing $1 million in revenue. And now he's doing really, really well, doing $1 million a month on it.
Nice.
Yada, yada, yada. But he's also like really like passionate and getting interested in doing content on YouTube now, and like kind of putting that out, and like info space kind of, because, you know, we're going to get into it, but like all the holes and problems with it.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, like, we know everything we know about e-com, and we got in this, like, you know, to learn how to be an entrepreneur, but also to make money. But like, I don't know, him and I are on the same page. I'm like, dude, I just want to like, running the e-com brands are cool, and I'm going to keep doing it. And I want to, you know, take this to and grow every single month, and hopefully build it up to an exit within like a year or two. But like, I just like am locked on content right now. That's like what I like want to do, like YouTube, short form stuff. And that's just kind of like, I'm just more passionate about it.
I feel that too, bro. I'm same boat. You know, we got info and we got e-com, and I've been doing e-com for a while.
Yeah,
like, you know, we've been in it for a minute. And it's fun, bro. It's like I already know how to do it, what to do, what to focus on. And there's always new things popping up, like TikTok Shop, blah, blah, blah. You got to do everything. But, dude, content's just fun, man.
Dude, yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. And it's fun be getting, like, recognized and helping people, too. Like, that is, like, undeniably one of the best feelings ever.
Bro, I don't know. This might be a debatable thing, but I think not like clout, but influence, I think is more powerful than money itself, bro.
Having motion,
motion is more powerful than money itself, bro. Like, dude, when you like, if you can walk into somewhere and they just know who you are, sit you down to the table, like you got motion, bro. You know
to me,
I mean?
like especially like people like our age, like motion's more important.
Dude, it is like,
more
actually,
important.
it sounds corny. Oh, you care about your followers on social media, you care about this, you care
Yes,
about
I
that.
do.
It's literally like the most important fucking thing that like anyone can get into, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just super important to
every
like,
aspect of your life gets better when you have motion,
dude. Yeah,
like even like anything that ranges from like new business deals to even like your dating life. You know what I mean? Just gets way better.
Dude, everything. And it's just like you just build your aura up, bro.
Yeah,
you know
exactly,
what I mean?
exactly.
But yeah, no, it's like really an important thing, bro. And it's like, look at like any like top like live streamer right now. You know what I mean? Like
they live,
dude,
like,
some of these guys are like basically like B-list celebrities now, bro. You know what I mean? Just because they fucking live stream like stupid shit on Twitch, and it's like YouTube and, you know, content stuff is definitely something that I want to, you know, take as high as I can definitely go.
100%.
It's so important, bro.
And yeah, it translates into money too. But it's good that you're not just doing content, you're still doing e-com, and you're doing like, take it from me, dude, like doing affiliate on supplement brands, like that's e-com at like at the highest level, honestly.
Dude,
that is literally e-com
hard, bro. Like
it's e-com at the highest level because it's like a real business, and it's like there's guys out there, all the mostly older guys too, like you're talking about, like 60 plus, that just done multi-millions in revenue with that.
Dude, yeah. And like just like, bro, like transparently, like I never like lie about anything. Like we're in the red right now. Like we haven't like actually like made any money
it's
on
normal
it.
Though,
yeah. And it's like, you know, we're the first month. It took like maybe like 5 months, 6 months, like really learning everything and setting everything up. 15 different mids and payment processors, all these applications, LLCs, whatever it is. And, you know, introducing to all these networks and networking and whatever it is, right? So, yeah, like August was our first real month of running after, like, you know, putting all this money into it so far. And, yeah, like I said, we did around $92,000 in revenue. We're still in the red, but I think, you know, pretty quickly with, you know, how we're running everything during Q4. Yeah, we could. I think we can hit $1 million month in Q4.
That's fire. It goes quick too. It's like 0 to 100. You guys are doing subscriptions as well, I'm assuming.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's like really where the money is made on this like type of model, because it's like every single time like one of our advertisers get a sale, like we have a high AOV. It's our top offer is like 225, I think. But like our fulfillment costs are like literally nothing, bro. Like like for that offer, it's like 5 units to send out. I think it costs us like $11 to like ship out and fulfill.
Gotcha.
So anytime that our advertisers get a sale, we pay them $160 CPA.
That's fire.
Yeah, but over time, as we, you know, stack more and more subscriptions, you know, that goes away. So it's like that's where the money is made. So it's like we could like run that up, stack up a lot of subscriptions for, you know, the people that opt in and, you know, want our product every single month. And then it's like we could not even run ads or any traffic for like,
just subscriptions, you know, are making all the
and
money.
then it's like we have, dude, and then we're at like an 80% margin or something like that, which is nuts.
Yeah, that's the type of model to where you're not supposed to be in the green off the bat. You're supposed to be red and then kind of just let it run here. So I guess right now, besides the supplement brand and Ripping Club, like what does your day look like? What are you doing?
Dude, I mean, I would love to say I wake up, run a marathon, do an ice bath, and hit my red light therapy wand and sit in the sauna. But like, bro, I'm just the same fucking bot I was when I was like right after high school, bro. Like I wake up, usually like if I'm like really locked in, which I am right now towards the end of this year and like on a proper routine, I usually like I wake up, I'll walk a mile and run a mile, and then I'll get back, clean up my room from whatever happened the night before. And then
whatever happens.
Yeah, who knows, dude. And then usually I'll just get on the computer, lock in, and do whatever it is that I have to do for a few hours. Hit the gym towards the end of the day, eat, get back, and then hop on the computer and finish out. And that's pretty simple.
That's typically what my days look like too. When I'm not traveling, it's literally just that. It's like work, eat, gym, work.
Yeah, I mean, like, what else are you gonna do all day? Stare at the wall, you know what I mean?
And it's like, exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, once you get stuff going on, like, dude, I remember in the beginning where it's like, all I'm doing is like Shopify stores testing out a product and I want to get it to work. And it's like, you can only do that for so many hours a day. And then it's like, I like always I'm like, dude, I wish I could be doing more. I want more stuff to do right now. And right now I have an unlimited task list of stuff to do. Yeah. But it's like, it's so much better like that. Cause it's like, you can always be doing something productive.
100%. Would you say you work like 8-9 hours a day? Have you ever tracked all day?
Nah, I've never tracked. Nah, definitely less than like actual like locked in active working hours, probably like 4 to 5. Probably,
yeah, that's more normal because I'll see guys like Gary Vee be like, I work 20 hours a day.
Dude, and it's like
that's not even possible,
just
bro.
Be a human being, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
no, because they classify everything as work. Like the drive here, like that Uber ride here, they classify that as like work. It's like, oh, I'm on the way to a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on.
You're
doom scrolling in the car, like, come
dude,
on.
yeah, it's like you're on TikTok, bro. Or it's like, dude, like, no, kids talk like that. It's like, if someone says like, yo, I gotta go get some work done, and I'm like, okay, like I get it, but it's like, nah, bro, like I gotta go to work tomorrow. They're talking like they got like an office job, and I'm like, dude, you can like, you work in your boxers and your computer shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
No, there was a clip of Gary Vee, and he was like, when I scroll on TikTok, I'm doing market research.
Like, dude, what the fuck? And it's like, bro, like,
come on, dog.
You're watching skits, bro.
Come on, bro. Yeah, come on.
No, but I mean, dude, even for me though, just the way that my brain is trained with like all this drop shipping shit, like I'll scroll on TikTok or like Instagram, like I doom scroll like anyone else from time to time, and it's like, but like sometimes I'm like, ooh, wait, this should be a banger product if I put it up, you know what I mean?
This is my hit.
Yeah,
it's my hit. So when let's think here, you are 2 years in your e-com journey, right? Around 2.
Yeah.
You say around 2?
A little bit less.
Where do you think you're going to be at the 8-year mark or the 10-year mark?
8-year mark, 10-year mark. Dude, that's the thing. Someone asked me this on like a call I was doing in the Discord the other day, and they're like, what are your end goals? Like, what do you want to happen? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? And like, what do you think about this? And it's like, I definitely set goals of like where I want to be, but like the furthest I'm thinking right now is like the end of Q4 this year. So like with it 3 months ahead.
Yeah.
And I'm just I kind of take everything day by day, bro. Dude, I'm like I can't even schedule a call like for tomorrow at 2 p.m. because I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just freestyle every day kind of. So like I kind of just like I know where I need to be at like here and now. So I just kind of have like some goals set up until like the end of the year, and I need to hit this and build this system and get this going. And that's essentially like the furthest ahead that I think. But like, dude, 5-year mark, 10-year mark, like I have no clue.
It's hard to tell.
Anything can happen, bro. Like literally anything can happen. It's such a fast changing industry.
Like for example, a supplement brand could just go crazy, 10 million a month.
It could go crazy at 10 million a month, or I could like somehow like get sued and like go broke and have to move back home. Like who knows, bro?
Shut down Rippy.
Yeah, like the club's going down. Dude, like who knows? But yeah, no, I think anything can happen. It's like, I mean, dude, even when I'm like before anything and I was like, spending all those months in the red testing out products and stuff, it's like, oh, am I shooting for a 100K month right now? Am I shooting for a 1K day? It's like, I'm just testing out products, and if it scales, it scales, and I'm gonna see how far it can go. You know what I mean?
100%. No, that's good. Yeah, it's hard to set goals when like we're moving so fast.
Yeah.
Okay, the people watching this are mostly like kids that are trying to get into e-com, trying to get into drop shipping. Some of them probably are already drop shipping.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, it's like I was the exact kid doing that, watching this podcast like a year ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, what would you tell them?
Dude, it's like, okay, so the whole time coming up, because this is how I built kind of my personal brand, why people I think on YouTube and Rippy Club like me and can relate to me a lot, is because like all like, you know, those kids that are watching this right now that maybe are trying drop shipping or want to get into making money online, like I was doing the same thing like not that long ago, had the same exact mindset of everyone else. So first things first, I was like I said, I made like the first tweet on my Twitter account, I said, all right, I'm actually locking in. I'm not gonna think this is some like, you know, fun little side hustle and hopefully it works out, and if it doesn't, I'll keep living my life normally. I'm like, first things first, you need to lock in and realize like, okay, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I want to, maybe you're not thinking that far ahead yet. All you think at the beginning is money, 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 which is great and that's fine. But it's like, okay, if you're going to do a drop shipping or e-commerce, it's like, this needs to be a part of your daily life. This needs to be a part of your daily schedule. I'm not saying work 19 hours a day and, you know, make everything about this, but spend a few hours a day on it. Realize that like, okay, the next few months of my life, the next year of my life is going to look like this is going to be part of my routine every single day. And I'm actually going to make it happen.
Yeah.
Two, I would say like for so long, like after like you're kind of seeing it happen and, or, you know, everyone else like kind of doing good with it. It's like, and you're failing at first. It's like the first thing you need to adjust your mindset to is like, you're going to fail at first. You're going to lose money, bro. If I went to go play tennis tomorrow with a professional sports team, I'm going to be shit. I've never played it before. If I'm going to go play a new video game or learn any other new skill, I'm not going to be good at it at first. And for some reason, people think that just like doesn't apply to like running a business, which is where you're going to, you know, you need to learn, learn the whole thing. So it's like, adjust to the mindset that you're going to fail at first and lose money. Everyone ever that I know, Saamir, I guarantee you as well, or any of these Miami guys that make millions and millions of dollars, they were in the red and lost money when they first started before 100%. They ever made a dollar. You know what I mean?
Question to you though, because I like to ask people this a lot because it's something that I talked about and I realize a lot of people love to hear this. Why did you stick with it? Like what made you stick with it? Because you were losing money initially. It wasn't working when you started it. Like why did you stick with it? Because most people don't.
Cause so that was like literally going into like the third thing I was gonna say too, which is perfect. Cause it's like, dude, after you're like in a rut of like, you know, you lost money, you're still trying to make it work. You don't know if it's gonna happen. You see other kids around you doing it and you're like, dude, maybe this is impossible. You literally start like, dude, I'd had nights I'd be tripping out. I'm like, dude, maybe like every single person doing this is faking it. Maybe it's like not even actually a thing you can do. I'm like, this is not even real, bro. You can't actually do this. I'm like wasting my time into a scam. This whole thing is a scam. But then like, dude, you start to just like, you'll have like, the magic in everything is in the journey, bro. Not like, oh, I want to have $100,000 in my bank account and I'm broke and have $500 in my name right now. All the, you know, magic and dopamine is going to be on your way up. And when you hit that 100K in your bank account, if that was your goal, you're going to be like, oh yeah, like cool. Let me keep it going. You know what I mean? So it's like realizing it's possible and accepting that like if you actually stay at this, it can physically work. Yeah. That's why like I also do my YouTube videos in the style where I'm showing everything step by step. I'm like, look, bro, I literally just made money doing this. Do the same thing. You know what I mean?
100%.
So I think just like realizing that it's possible, and also I just like, people have like different takes on this, but I also just didn't really have a plan B, bro. I was like, you know, I need to work for myself. I hate, you know, being on someone else's schedule. I've only had 2 like actual jobs. Yeah. And I was like, it's either this or nothing. And then it's like, you have small wins here and there where it's like, maybe you're still losing money, but you just got your first sale. You're like, oh shit. And, you know, maybe you're still losing money, and it's like, oh, I just hit my first 1K day. And then it's like, you know, you just keep building and building off of that. And all those small wins are like what's going to keep you going. And also the other thing besides that is just networking. Like I've networked like my whole entire time, whether it's, you know, someone who's at the same level as me or a little bit higher. And that's why like I love like, you know, Discord communities and stuff like that. Because you can meet other people either at the same level or higher than you and kind of talk about what they're doing.
Like when I get asked that question, like why? Because I tested 30 products before I had like some.
Dude, that was my number 2. It was 30.
Yeah, before it's a magic number. Yeah, I tested 30 products before something worked. The only reason why I stuck with it was because if I didn't stick with it, my life would just be the same. Yeah, it's like, just like
what else are you gonna do?
What else are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like the kid that's watching this that is testing products and it's just not working. Like just think about this. Like if you stop, like what's gonna change? Yeah, nothing.
Now what? You're just gonna go back to your daily life and then just be stuck on that you didn't stick with it like years and years and years later.
You can't, you know, you can't. You just gotta keep going. And to be honest, I never saw like the failed products as like a bad thing because I was smart. I think people are smart enough to know it's not gonna work right off the bat. Yeah. And people who think it's gonna work off the bat, they're too dumb for the business
like
model.
You're not gonna make it anyway. I don't even know why you're watching this.
They just give up.
Dude, I did a guest call on a different Discord server the other day, and like I'm answering questions, whatever. A lot of beginners. This kid comes on stage. He's like, so do you think I should like try drop shipping or like do you think it's too late? And I'm like, what are you doing here, dude? Like, how did you even end up in this call right now, bro? Like, did you really just say that?
Home,
like,
bro.
think about that. And the thing is too, though, like, I answered the question like that, basically, like, calling them dumb to, like, but like also like having a delivery like that while like doing info, it's like makes people like kind of realize it and like build their confidence, because
100%.
I think a lot of people need confidence in the beginning too.
Yeah. But you said something really good there. You said that when you were starting out, you had a point where you're like, is everyone faking it? Is this shit
Yeah, like, I started spiraling out, bro. I thought it was like a CIA government operation. I'm like, bro, like, what's going on?
What's going on here?
Yeah.
It's funny too, because I know a lot of other people have said the same thing. Like, they had that moment where it's like, this is all fake. They all this one big Telegram group chat. They're all fake.
Yeah, bro, like, I literally would think that, bro. I'm like, dude, every single person, like, they're just like, they're all spawning in draft orders on their own store. They're the ones buying it, bro. Like, it's not real.
There's one big agency behind everything.
yeah, bro. It's like it's a CIA op, bro.
No.
I really like would have nights where I'm like, dude, like when you're really like down bad kind of, and like you know, you're putting all this work and not reaping the benefits just yet. Like, I literally, like, my brain would go there, bro.
Yeah. You know, it's hard for people though, because when most people just have schooling education, right? So they think like, okay, they do work, they study, they get a good grade, and they keep moving forward. The thing that sucks about that is when it comes to like the e-com world, it's just a business world in general, that's not the case. Like, no matter how good your product research is, how good your marketing is, whatever it is, you might fail.
Yeah.
Dude, there's been times before, like, I'll test the product, it doesn't work, and then I'll meet someone at the event, and they're doing like $1 million+ with the product.
They're running it up.
They're just running it up. And I'm like, what the hell? I tested the same creatives on my ad account. I did the same shit. It didn't work. Bro, sometimes it just doesn't work. The stars don't align. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just like the sad truth about business. I was on a call with somebody last week. This kid from India. He was doing $1 million a day during COVID.
Bro, what?
I know. Super.
I think I know who you're talking about. Is his name Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Nick. And Nick was telling me he was on a call with Davey, the guy who owns Udi, which is a
Fogarty.
Yeah, Fogarty, which is a 9-figure business.
Yeah,
He asked Davey, like, what's the secret to like building a 9-figure business? Bro just said luck. He was like, sometimes you
like,
get lucky.
What?
Yeah,
Dude,
and like that's the sad truth about it.
Dude,
like,
honestly, I believe that though, because like if I looked at the Udi store, I'd be like, oh, there's like some kid shit dropshipping store. It's like, yo, this has done hundreds of millions of dollars, bro.
And that's the funny thing too. But with that being said, the caveat is if you show up every day, you'll never miss a lucky day.
Yeah,
you know, and that's the thing. It's like a lot of people think that just because it didn't work off the bat, they should quit. But dude, just keep showing up. It's going to work, you know? Now, this gets me to my next question to you. A lot of people have the issue, and I'm sure you've seen this too, where they can't stick on one business model. What do you say to that kid right now who's bouncing between trading, agency, copywriting, and dropshipping?
No, shiny object syndrome is like the worst thing that you can get. And it's like, dude, even at like a high level, I can't even do that right now. You know what I mean? Like, I just simply don't have the time. So like, especially when you're a beginner, when you don't really have the knowledge or necessarily the capital or like, you know, the time, it's like, dude, all of these are business models that people make millions of dollars in. You think you can spend 10 minutes a day learning how to trade, an hour on drop shipping and like this, and then next week you're trying to learn how to pump up crypto meme coins. It's like, bro, if you're not sticking to one thing, you need to master it, bro. Like, my whole thing was drop shipping because it just appealed to me. It looked like I was kind of a little bit computer savvy, so I was like, maybe I'll be good at this. And also just like the, you know, YouTube videos I watch, I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to stick to, drop shipping. And honestly, out of all these, like for anyone getting started, I think it's the best one, and we'll get into that. But, you know, like, dude, I have inside of Rippy Club, you know, we do everything e-com, drop shipping, and all of that. But I have another role, which is Rippy Trading or trades. And my boy Tanner runs it. He's 24. His entire life has been dedicated to, you know, finance. He's worked as data analyst at banks and like everything above and beyond. And now he's a really, really successful day trader. And, you know, he teaches and runs that role. Like, how would I ever be able to manage e-com and also, you know, have a trading section? And I'm like, okay, I want to run up, make all the money that I possibly can with e-com. And then maybe at like a later stage of my life, I'm going to learn everything I can about trading and invest and like do all that. You know what I mean? There's no way to manage the two at the same time.
100%. I've always say, like, you never see a soccer player trying to dunk. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro.
The thing is, it's like you put it perfectly. Like, people out here spending their whole day in and day out dedicated to this one business model. You spending 10 minutes, you're not gonna do. You're not gonna get the skill set. You're not gonna do it.
There's no shot.
So you said something. You said drop shipping is the best in your opinion. Why do you think that?
Yeah. Okay. So if you're doing SMMA or like you're doing a marketing agency because Iman Ghatzi told you to, or you're doing OnlyFans management, or you're doing crypto meme coins or something like that, or you're doing trading. Trading is like a good competitor, but with drop shipping, bro, you are learning so many skills that can translate to any other business model in the like literally in the world, bro. And as you get good at, you learn how to market, you learn customer and consumer psychology, you learn how to sell, you learn, you know, products and offers, you learn how to basically, you know, blow any sort of business up, and you know, also the back end operations of running a business. So I think like for anyone doing this, like there's some kids that like start out, they're like, yo, how do I pay someone to build my store? Or like, can I pay someone to like do it all for me? And it's like, bro, like if you're going to dedicate, you know, and this is going to be what you're going to do, it's like in my opinion, I think everyone should handle every single task by themselves to start out, and then get to a point where they start outsourcing stuff. Because it's like, bro, I've been like in a fucking like club or something, like all the kids around me and the tables are like OnlyFans management kids, or it's like, you know, whatever else it is. And it's like, you just like realize like, oh, these kids are idiots, and they just like kind of came into a ton of money but don't really know why or how. And it's like, dude, if a local restaurant wants me to get them more customers, we know how to do that. If we want to go into someone's agency or personal brand and run it up for them, we know how to do that. I think drop shipping and e-commerce you're learning how to be an entrepreneur, bro. Yeah. When you're a trader or a sales call closer, you're like doing something, but you're not an entrepreneur. So I think that's
totally agree, bro. Because like regardless of what business model you choose, you have to sharpen your axe anyway, you know? So you might as well do the one that sharpens it the most. Yeah. Drop shipping is definitely on top. It's crazy too, because out of all the business models, drop shipping gets the most hate, let's be honest, bro.
It does,
it gets the most. Why do you think that is? Why do you think we get so much hate?
Because of the content surrounding it on social media.
Oh, let's get into the juicy shit,
dude,
bro.
So let's get into it. Yeah. So like first things first, it's like if I'm like, we got the Miami broccoli head kids who have 90% of the net worth into a Urus they just bought, or the kids who rent out the car to sit on top of a McLaren and be like, if you want a one-on-one mentorship in my pre-built store, you can do this. And it's just all like course scammers, sellers, and all this shitty info, and like gurus that ruin it, that don't actually do it or make money with it, and all this bad info. Or it's like, you know, those corny like TikToks where it's like, this is how I started out. This was me in high school. Everyone said I wasn't going to do it. And then you scroll over to the side, they're in like a fucking like $100 million mansion that they got a B&B out. They're like, I just stuck to drop shipping, bro. Sure, and buddy. it's like if you're the average consumer or like just scroller or something like that, and you see content like that, I can see why I'd be like, oh, fuck this bullshit. And, you know, keep swiping.
And it sucks for us because we have to work extra hard, double as hard as any other space, just to be like, no, we actually do it. It like, actually
and
works.
And you can actually do this too.
Yeah, like for example, like in our community, like I'll expose my brands and I'll show the inside. Shopify Analytics will show stores doing like 30, 40, even 50K a day. Yeah. And it's like, I have to go through that length to just tell people it's even possible. Dude, whereas you have like sales guys saying like, you could be the next Jordan Belfort if you just pick up your phone and start dialing. Like, dude, bro, what?
Yeah. And it's like, bro, like, come on, bro. Yeah. And it's like, bro, guys like you and I can pull out our Shopify app right now and like show revenue from yesterday right now. You know what I mean? 99% of the other people that are doing a Shopify podcast on YouTube or selling a course cannot do that at all, bro. You know what I mean? Bro. Like it's just
that's why like I mean we have to. The solution is we just have to keep flexing revenue, honestly. Yeah. And I could get to a point where like I sometimes I just don't want to flex revenue, but it's like I know it's like I gotta show the numbers because people won't listen to me otherwise.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And it's just the whole like term of like core seller and stuff like that. I made a TikTok kind of talking about this the other day too, and it's like, bro, so. If you're the average person, right? Like for my Discord, for your group, you're trying to find someone who is either maybe trying to get into drop shipping and, you know, have them join you and learn how to do it from you, or also, you know, external traffic, take the typical NPC that doesn't even like think about it and be like, yo, come do this business model. This is how you can make money online, right? Yeah. So it's like, people, when they see the term course seller or something like that, or like join this, or like, you know, pay whatever it is, you know, to learn how to do this, like, oh, bro, I'm not going to buy a course. It's like, oh, it's a scam course. But it's like that same person probably has no problem going $250,000 into debt to go to college. Yeah. And it's like, bro, you're buying a course. That's what college is. Yeah. So it's like, why not buy, like, obviously that's the whole problem is like there's scammers and too much shitty ones to like really make people realize that like if you weed out the good ones, you can, you know, figure this out. Yeah. So it's like, Dude, Rippy Club is $50 a month. You can pay $50 to learn a skill that's going to make you $1 million over a lifetime. You know 100%. What I mean?
And I mean, if we're going to compare it to the schooling system, I think the worst of the worst gurus are still better than the schooling system.
Because at least they teach you some shit. It's true. At least they're saying you can do it. You know what I mean?
100%. I mean, for me, for example, most of the people that join our group, they actually have already tried ecom and like they're trying to make it work, or maybe they're already making it work. Like our group, to be honest, like it just consists of us mostly just like, we call it the cleanup. Because most people have the wrong analogy on like how to do creative testing, how to do this, how to do ad account stuff. So we just like clean up their mindset, teach you how to do it the right way. Dude, there's like so many success stories if someone comes in and they're just like, oh, I'm only doing like 1 to 3K a day. Dude, you need more creatives. Or like, bro, that offer sucks. Like you're $9.99 plus
like, oh wait, I need to try more shit.
You know what I mean? And we clean them up. We kind of teach them the right way, and then there's the boom, they're scaling. We really don't have many people that like just don't know about dropshipping flat out.
That's good. That's a good thing though, like especially for your group, because it's like that, like they're kind of there, but now you're levels ahead of them, and you're trying to teach them how to get to the next spot. Because a lot of people, because like bro, pretty like simply put. Like what I was doing in the beginning, I would set up, a really easy 1 product page store. I would pump it up on TikTok with, 5 videos that I stole. It would die out after 2 weeks and I'm on to the next one. And it's like, you can make, 6 figures a month profit doing that. But it's like a lot of people, when they get there or get to a point where, even if they make 5 figures a month profit, you can do that at a pretty like low knowledge level. So like they don't like think to like, okay, how can I level up and get to the next thing? They're just like kicking their feet up and getting comfortable.
100%. I think a lot of that has to do with like creative too. Like the biggest lie I've ever seen in the dropshipping space is like 5 creatives is all you need.
Bro.
Dude, I know people that will like launch 5 creatives, it does well, and then they'll just like bump the campaign for like a month, and then when it dies out, they're like, oh, product died.
Bro, that's the main thing that I've been pushing, and I'm like, I say this all the time on my Discord calls. I'm like, bro, you guys are sitting here testing products. The second you're getting any sales or doing 20% margin days at 1, 2, 3, 5, 10K a day, you're kicking your feet up and hold your dick in your hand and look at the ad manager honestly, once a day, and that's all you do. When you have motion like that on a store, that's when you need to put your foot on the pedal and like start. Okay, let's split test different offers. Let's see if I can set up this bundle and get a higher profit margin on this page. Let's see how I can figure out how to build a system. This is something I want to ask you about technically, how you kind of have this going. But like, how can I build a system to test this amount of creatives, every single week or every single month, and keep finding new angles that'll scale. You know what I mean? People think they're gonna have one creative that's gonna scale them to like millions and millions of dollars because of the few rare cases where people have said they've been able to do that.
Such a rare case, especially off the first 5 creatives you launch. Like if you think about it from a logical standpoint, and I want people watching this to really think about this too. If you're testing just like you have winning creatives, not winning products, right?
Yeah.
So if you just test 5 creatives, the statistics of you actually finding success in products is like 0.00001%. So no wonder it's so hard for people to find products because they don't know how to do it right. Like
they're looking for a unicorn.
They're looking for a unicorn when you don't need to, bro. You don't need to. You can test 25, 30 creatives per product. It's normal, especially if you're ripping from TikTok Shop. You kidding me, bro? Like every product has like
thousands of creatives, bro. You can literally see how well each one did too.
And you could just pick the right one and just launch it. It's so easy. Like Callow Data, rip it from TikTok Shop. If you make more creatives with 11 Labs, Midjourney, use AI creators, Arctis, Creatify. You could use that. Like all the websites I just mentioned will make so many people millions. It's just so easy, bro.
No, they're gonna skip over that though. PPNs.
PPNs. Affiliate link PPN.
It's ridiculous. But that's like the main thing. But dude, I want to ask you, like, how does your like creative system look like? How do you test out a product? Let's say it's doing well. How are you implementing new creatives? How are you getting new creatives and creative influx for your brands? How do you physically launch them into your campaigns? Like, how do you have that whole system
There's
set
a
up?
lot that goes into it, and I could spend the whole pod going over it, but just to like quickly like freestyle and like spit some game. First things first is Notion over Google Sheets. So Notion, and you want to track every batch you launch basically. So initially, like the creative like delegation ladder is like you have an editor and a creative strategist. The biggest misconception when it comes to like hiring for creative is like people think you can just hire an editor and now it's done. You know what I mean? That's not the case, because most of the time you'll hire an editor from like the Philippines or something. They don't know what to put in the scripting or the copy. You need a creative strategist, someone in the US. The best creative strategists are going to be UGC creators. You take your top UGC creator, you tell them, yo, I'm going to promote you, blah, 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 make him a creative strategist. When it comes to like tracking of the creatives, you want to track them in batches on Notion. We use Notion for everything. And we follow a content calendar as well too. It's where like if I pull up a content calendar, I can see like this following week it's Sunday. So I'll see Monday to Friday, like what we're launching. And like whenever it gets launched, like a media buyer will put like a check mark on it. So I can see. I can even show you after too so you can see. But it's a lot of tracking, bro. And like the thing is, it's a volume game up until like I want to say like 20 to 30K a day in spend. Which like it's all volume, bro. Like my boy has a really good strategy that he's been doing recently is he'll go on Upwork, he'll find a bunch of like editors and he'll just start tossing out like $100 advances. He'll probably spend like two to three grand just tossing out $100 advances and have them all make like 5 to 10 creatives each and just start spam launching them. Yeah. Because even if it's a shitty creative, which most of them are, it might still pop off. And you just hire the creator and or hire the editor and you keep pushing them out.
Yeah. And then it's like now, since you tested so much volume and you get the one that finally pops off, now it's like, oh, let me, bank everything off.
I'm gonna like reframe about how you think about Facebook ads or even TikTok ads too, because a lot of people don't talk about this. I started talking about this recently, and I've literally seen people's jaws drop because it's like kind of breaks their mind a little bit. Yeah. But
also, what Saamir's saying right now is literally the best and most like sauce information you can ever have for e-commerce, and going from making like some money to millions and millions of dollars. This shit right here.
Yeah, this is super advanced. So the beginners might just be like fucking like drooling, but it's like okay, so this is really crazy. So a lot of people think when you test new creatives so customers can see the new creatives and they can buy because it's a new video, but you want to think about it from Facebook's perspective. Facebook, there are people right now that if you ran an image ad of your product, there are people right now on Facebook that would just buy. There's just people ready to buy, and no matter what they see, as long as they see the product, they will buy. But it's up to Facebook to give you those profitable customers, because Facebook knows like they're not going to give everyone profitable customers. They want to pick the right advertisers. So when you test a lot of creatives, that's like an exchange between you and Facebook being like, hey, here's a lot of new content. Give me some customers back. Yeah. Because Facebook is a content-based economy, right? They want new content on the platform because all they care about is how long are people staying on the platform. That's why advertisers like Rise or all these other big companies that spam test a lot of creatives and they push out a lot of content, get the most customers, because Facebook is like, yo, I like you. You're good. It's like an exchange. It's like you're giving pepper for gold. Like you're exchanging with Facebook. So having that mindset, especially when you're trying to scale to like $1 million months like we are, has been huge, because now the whole team is like, yo, more creatives, more funnier content, better content, more authentic content. We're pushing out everything that Facebook wants, and obviously we're getting paid heavily in return. Yeah. That's a mindset that a lot of people, no one talks about that.
Dude, like there's like no information about like what you just said about like, this is like, what the difference between like an average like e-com dropshipper doing like 100K a month to like going to those 7-8 figure months, bro.
It all comes with the creative.
Yes, creative. Bro, that's insane. So how do you like, let's say you have a creative batch, right, and you're testing out all these, do you have like a crazy ad account structure with like tons of campaigns, or do you keep it really simplified?
Super simple, dude. My ad account structure is, I can explain it in like a second. It's a CBO, and it's one ad set in the CBO, and it's just 5 creatives per campaign.
Okay, so let's say you launch that campaign with those 5 creatives and it's hitting, and now you want to test out 5 more creatives. Are you doing
new CBO?
Just the same thing?
Yeah, new CBO. We have thousands of campaigns active.
That's fire. Dude, and then also it's interesting too, because I see some people have like one campaign ad account structure.
I've seen that too.
There's this kid on Twitter.
Sean. Is it Sean?
He has like a yellow profile picture.
Oh, I'm thinking of Sean, bro.
But this kid did like a 8 or 900K month, and then he like shows his ad account, and it's just like one campaign that had like 350K spent on it. I'm like, wow, dude, this guy's got his feet kicked up.
I'm about to like help people out a lot here, because I know a lot of people, especially me. That was one of my biggest things starting out ecom. I was so fucking confused on ad account structure. I was like, what do I do? Because I used to think that your ad account structure was a direct correlation if you made it or not, but obviously it's not. But here's the thing with ad accounts. Ad accounts are like girlfriends. And I learned this from my friend who does private equity ecom. He's worth like 9 figures, right? Yeah. He explained to me really well. He sat me down and he's like, bro, ad accounts are like girlfriends. If you buy your girlfriend flowers since the day you met her, then she's always going to expect flowers. If you got an ad account and since the day you started launching ads, you're always doing bidding, it's going to expect bidding. When you change strategy on an ad account, when you stop giving your girlfriend flowers, she's going to be like, where the fuck are my flowers? When you change strategy on an ad account, it's going to be like, where's the bidding? And it's not going to perform as well. So there'll be countless people where they'll hear my strategy. They're like, okay, 1 CBO, let me do it. And they go on their ad account that has already been doing bidding on, and they start the 1 CBO strategy or the couple CBO, whatever it is. and it just doesn't work. And like, oh, he was bullshitting. No, it's the ad account's not used to that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the same thing with like a girlfriend. If you buy her flowers since the day you met her, and then out of nowhere you're just like, nah, fuck you, no more flowers. Like, where are the flowers at? You know what I mean?
Dude, that's huge, bro. That's awesome. That's something that helps me out a lot too, because like I have like a few different Facebook ad accounts or BMs where it's like, okay, I have this ad account, I scaled this one product on it, and I spent 60K on it. This is how I ran all my campaigns, and I'm like, okay, I want to do this new store, test a new ad account. Can I do this on the same ad account? Do I do it on like a different ad account? Do I try different structures? Whatever it is, you know what I mean?
Different ad account. I always recommend you can have 2 ad accounts competing for each other. That's fine. We've done that so many times.
So you have 2 ad accounts going to the same
Yeah, we can
brand?
do that. Yeah,
okay.
You can use Triple Whale to connect both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that anytime.
Now, why do you do that? Have 2 separate ad accounts? For
so
like
if we want to try a new strategy, or like sometimes, for example, if we ran bidding on an ad account, and this is gonna be really technical for some people.
Yeah, I know.
But let's say I had an ad account and we were scaling up, and for some reason we launched bidding, and now let's say the scale kind of died down. Maybe it was a seasonal sale, whatever it was. We're gonna find it a bit more difficult to get to like consistency, because the ad account has now been given flowers, and it's like, I will need my fucking flowers, you know?
Dude,
so then
yeah, this is sauce.
We need to open up a new ad account and start running some CBOs on there and hopefully build back up. And that's why, to be honest, bro, I refrain from doing like ASCs, bidding, and all that stuff. I try my hardest not to, because at the end of the day, I know what happens when you do it. You might get like a really good like month, but in the long run, it's not good.
Yeah.
And that's not just my opinion. I've talked to so many other like the top of the top e-com, like private equity firms, like high-end Facebook ad agencies. They all said the same things, like, bro, keep it as simple as possible, because in the long run, you're going to appreciate that. It's way better, way easier. Yeah.
So you have these ad accounts with, you know, 1 CBO, 1 ad group, the 5 creatives in there, and then I assume you just like keep static budgets day by day and scale it as long as it goes.
Scaling is really like, it just depends on how aggressive we want to go. Like we'll do 20% bumps. Sometimes we'll bump like 3 to 5 times a day. I might offend some people here, but I think surfing is the dumbest thing on the planet.
I think it's dumb on Facebook.
I think, okay, so with surfing in the sense of like you go back to normal budgets at the end of the day. I've never been a fan of that, bro.
I agree.
I'll do this though. I would do like 20% decreases if stuff isn't going well. Like I'll go up and down if needed. But to be honest, bro, if you're like reverting budgets back to normal at the beginning of the day, you're just setting yourself up for such a horrendous media buying experience.
Yeah, and it's like your campaign is used to having this amount of budget to spend to find customers, and now you just restricted it again, and now it's like, wait.
Yeah, 100%. Like, trust me, like the consistency happens when you let Facebook do its thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people are gonna try and like force it to spend good, but at the end of the day, dude, if you put that same energy into your creative output or your offer, you'll be doing $1 million a month. You know what I mean? And I wish people went on here and said that, because it's like no one knows, bro. No one knows. They might watch.
So sick. Yeah, I'm gonna start running that for Facebook 100% now. That exact structure, and then it's like, you're scaling those campaigns, and if that creative batch dies out, it just campaign goes off.
Yeah, you just turn the campaign off. That's it. Dude, it allows you to move fast, bro. Yeah, that's what I like.
That's fire, dude. That's crazy sauce.
You gotta move fast, bro. I think a lot of people don't do that either. All right, let's talk about the space a little bit.
Yeah.
So right now, like, let's say you just loaded up like drop shipping on YouTube, and like you just watch the first couple of videos that come up. Like, what comes to your mind when you see these other gurus, when you see these other YouTube videos? Like, what goes through your mind? Are you like, this is all bullshit, fuck these guys? Or like,
dude, I'm gonna say this right now. I don't care if you think it's out of ego. I don't care if you think it's like whatever. I, honest to God, on my life, for anyone that's starting out and trying to learn this, have the best like information for like at least like learning and starting out and understanding what this is, bro.
Yeah.
And I know that like, because I have proof of it, bro. I've had kids join Rippy Club and do everything based off of my content. And like kids that just learned what Shopify.com is, now like they just follow what I do and they're hit. Dude, I had a kid do like $100K a month on his first ever store, bro. That's just because he just did what I did.
That's fire.
And like some other guy, and then like, dude, I do guest calls with a lot of these guys all the time too, where it's like they like this other guy, Kai, I did a guest call with him. He tried drop shipping a bunch of different business models, and he wasn't having success for over a year, dude. He joined Rippy Club. He watched like a video where I was kind of doing like a little Facebook ads case study tutorial. Just did that, and now he does like $250,000 a month, like every single month. And this was like over the last 2 months, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like when you go on YouTube, bro, and you're typing in drop shipping and all this stuff, it's just like you're learning from people that want to make money off of YouTube. Go into their description, how many 25 different companies are, you know, shilling them money for affiliate links,
Yeah.
and think it's like, okay, if this YouTuber is uploading 4 dropshipping videos every single week, do you think he's spending the time really like running an e-com brand? It's like, is he doing this right now? And every single guy that I see that's selling course, selling info, has a mentorship, whatever it is, they're showing a store that they ran in 2019 with the blue dashboard, bro. And it's like, now they're selling the course off of that, or a store that they ran in 2020. They don't know the up-to-date method. They don't know the up-to-date value. And in their YouTube videos or in their course or in their Discord, they're telling you the most broad general things. And just because they have an iced out watch on, you think they know what they're talking about, where it's like, yeah, guys, you got to go onto Shopify and you need to sell a product that solves a problem. Okay. So when you do your product research, figure that out. And then it'd be like, when you guys run Facebook ads, the way that you scale is by increasing the budget on your ads. And it's like no principles of everything, not an actual deep understanding of it. So it's like when I go through and I tell this, like, dude, I'm not giving you broad things to go try out or like a method. I like dude, in the beginning of July, bro, I was like, if you want to win at dropshipping and ecom, this is what you do step by step right now. And I showed them exactly what was hitting for a lot of people. I said, okay, if you go on Kalo data and you look at this, click into these different products, look at the growth trends, blah, 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 download these creatives. This is how I would launch it on Facebook. This is how my store would look. Do this, follow this, rinse and repeat it. And I guarantee you're going to be making money off of it if you like, you know, stick to this for a month.
Yeah.
But then all the other people are just like, oh yeah, like this is what I did. It made money, blah, blah, blah. And like, it's just like it's just like empty info. But people, especially if they're new, they think it sounds like they know what they're talking about just because they are talking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's definitely like in the space too, a lot of, I would say, like, not to say any names, but a lot of the people, even the info that they give is just not good info. You know what I mean? It's just, and that's the worst thing too, because it's like in disguise, it actually hurts you a lot,
dude,
when you do the wrong things. Yeah,
bro. And it's like, it comes to a point where it's like, okay, we'll be sitting in a Discord call and we'll be like kind of laughing about that or this person or that person or whatever, and like, yeah, dude, like don't listen to that. That's like not good, and like, you know, everyone laughs it off. But then at the end of the day, like, that's why I like want to get it. Like, I don't know. I might start going rogue and just start like calling people out on Twitter and stuff.
Dude,
but it's like,
go
bro,
for
like
it,
I
bro.
should.
We can always cut it out too,
dude,
if you don't want to.
Because well, it's just it's like funny to think about or like talk about, because like we know what we know and how bad their info is and that they don't actually know ecom. But then at the end of the day, they're selling, you know, courses and these mentorships to like literal children that are spending their last life savings, hard-earned dollars to learn ecom and Shopify. And they're learning shit info and running in a circle and getting scammed, bro. And it's like, at the end of the day, when you think about it like that, it's like disgusting, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're just fakes, dude. It's like, it's so whack.
Bad info, to me at least. And I think anybody's journey I looked at, like any other of the top ecom guys I'm friends with, I asked them like, what was like some of the biggest things you had to, like, hurdles you had to go through when you started out? And it was just like, I used to think this was so important, but I learned it wasn't, or like this and that. For me, for example, was media buying. I used to think like, I'm not going to say any names, but there were people out there telling me like I had to do this strategy, and if I didn't do this strategy, it wouldn't work.
How many new ad strategies can there be, bro?
Exactly.
Every single month. Like, new TikTok ads method, and it's like their 5th YouTube video this week. It's
dude,
like,
it's just, and then you just realize that it's all BS. I was lucky enough to meet other people like IRL in real life that were actually crushing with ecom that could just be like, bro, that don't matter.
And really,
I've been on trips with people that, like, for example, I'll shout out my boy Leo here, Leo Margarita. I remember I was on a trip with Leo, and one time he showed me a static ad that he ran up to 100K a day back in the day, and it was just like it was a meme. It was like, bro, we did like one CBO, and we just had like a 30K budget on that one CBO with this one ad, and it did 100K in a day for like a week, and I'm like, what the hell?
Now you can physically see like what hits like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like you're actually seeing it happen instead of just someone talking about it and telling you what to do
100%.
without like showing results. It's like, bro, if we go on YouTube right now and type in Facebook ads testing strategy or TikTok ads testing strategy, it's gonna be a YouTuber that's setting up a campaign and doesn't ever run it. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, show it. Is it getting results? Does it actually work? You know what I mean? So that's the whole problem. So that's why I kind of take that approach of like doing physical case studies and actually doing it and showing exactly what I did. 100%. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, I think it's like I said earlier in the pod, dude, we have to work extra hard to convince people that it actually works. Like extra time. There's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, when are you moving to Miami?
Dude, I moved to Fort Lauderdale, and that's kind of, I have like my own little squad. There's like 7 or 8 other ecom guys that live there, and like Kai, my partner, he lives like right across the street from me. Connor, he, you know, helps me out a lot with the supplement brand. So we kind of had our own little squad in there, and that was just like my first time moving out. And like, it's also like Lauderdale, so it's a little bit smaller than Miami. So I got like definitely the tallest crib in the city. So
yeah.
But yeah, like since I moved there, like I also kind of realized like it's a good spot to lock in and a little bit more calm. But like Miami, it's like, you know, there's guys like you and like all these other like higher level people to network with and can like more stuff to do. So it's like definitely pop out here. Like
I think you should get a spot out here, man. I think you should, especially since you've highlighted how important networking is. Like out here, the network just naturally grows.
Dude, yeah, and networking is everything, and anyone can do it at any level, bro. Like if you're a kid who's like trying to figure this out, go to an e-com event. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you're not crushing it with e-com. Go to an e-com event and meet the other people that are, or like, you know, like I said, that's why, like, you know, anyone can join Rippy Club and learn my ad strategy or how to find a product and all this info, right? But the number one value that I think anyone gets out of it is the community aspect behind it and just networking, bro. I've met, since the day that it started, bro, I've had lifelong friends that I've met in there that I'm still friends with now that I know I'm going to be lifelong friends with. And like, you know, I've met a lot of people in person at different events and stuff, and it's just such a sick thing.
100%. You know what I mean? Networking is huge, bro. Networking is huge. So you live in Fort, thinking about coming to Miami. You travel a lot or not really?
Dude, I haven't really been around that much. I just got my passport, like I told you, so I haven't really been out of the country. And, you know, I hear people talk about how important that is and, like, just opens your mind to the world. We got to roam the map, bro. We're playing a video game.
Yeah, you gotta roam the map, especially Antarctica, but we can't say that.
We get canceled, bro.
We can't say that. You know what I find so funny too? A lot of times, when I was starting out on the e-com journey, dropshipping journey, I would see other guys that are like top affiliate, top traders, top whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, they're probably like so boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're probably so boring. But then like when you start to get to the top, it's like you realize that everyone is just like normal. You know what I mean? They just do different shit for work.
Yeah.
And I've tried to make such a big point this year to show people like, look, even though like I'm doing well, I still sleep in. I still procrastinate. Like I still won't want to get shit. Yeah, we're just human, bro. We're just human. I think the only thing that makes us different is that we stuck with it for a long
that's
time.
Literally it, bro.
A long time.
And it's like, if you're even someone that's watching this, like you're already at a point where it's like, okay, you realize that you broke out of like just the NPC, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like of just like, you know, being a doom scroller, not caring about like where your life is gonna go because you don't want to stress and worry about it. But like if you're someone that's here and watching it, like it's literally impossible to fail if you just don't quit, bro. That's 100%. What I think defines failure is quitting, not 100%. Losing money or this one didn't go well or this project, you know, 100%. Fell off. Like literally just sticking to it is like a guaranteed, you know, success.
It's a guaranteed W because it does work. It does work. Where do you think that if you could go back to like yourself 2 years ago when you were starting your e-com journey, what would you tell yourself?
What would I tell myself? I mean, dude, I don't have any regrets, you know what I mean? Like, I think everything went and like where is working out really, really well. But if I could tell myself anything and I went back to like before I started, dude, honestly, I don't even have an answer for that. Cause like, I just also had like the intuition of like, this is going to happen the whole time that when I decided that I was like going to start it, I said, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And like, that's the mindset that I had. So if I could tell anyone else something that's starting out right now, like, you know that, you know what I mean?
I think for me, if I could go back to myself 5 years ago to the person that was just starting e-com, I would tell myself to spend way more money. Yeah, because it's coming anyway. Yeah. And then like if you have 10K, spend 10K on a watch. Fuck it, you know. Yeah. It's like I would tell myself to spend more money because I think starting out you have like a bit of a frugal mindset of like, you know, is it really gonna work? Is it what's gonna happen? But then, dude, like looking back, it's like shit, it's working, and I know it's gonna keep working, and I know it's gonna keep growing. So spend more, bro.
It's gonna keep
burn
going.
it.
Yeah, dude, set it on fire, bro. No, I definitely adjusted to like I used to be so frugal, but like my spending habits since I like moved and like when you're around a lot of other people that are like making crazy money, I'm like, okay, wait, like I don't need to like live how I, you know, used to when I had like $0 to my name. So
100%.
That's definitely like that's definitely a good thing. It's just like abundance mindset. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So let's get back into the drop shipping here in a bit. Drop shipping and e-com. So you're focused a lot now on the supplement brand. That's affiliate networks. And
but I mean, dude, I'm really like I'm pumping out drop shipping stores right now too. Though.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
All right, but first, tell me about these affiliate networks a little bit that you said you were advertising with. How did you find them? I guess like. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, dude. So it's like they're called networks, and I found all of them through networking, basically. But yeah, like Connor Kurtz, like I said, he's one of the best e-com guys that I know, and you know he's one of my close friends. So to start off, he introduced us to a lot of them, and like the way that our whole entire brand model is based is like literally the exact same thing as his. We have the same, you know, supplier, a lot of the same like agencies and whatnot that he uses. So like I owe like basically everything to him for that. So he kind of helped me out with that. And then also, you know, we went to Affiliate Summit in New York. I met other networks there that we're working with now. So just like going to events and stuff like that. But essentially like how they work, like first things first, I like barely even know, bro. But it's like all these guys from like Singapore, like Germany or whatever it is. And they just like, they've been doing this for a while and pumping up these specific types of like, you know, products and brands and offers for a long time. So they know what works. They know exactly what creative to run. They have the exact perfect like Facebook ad account structure on how they need to do it.
A lot of it's native too, by the way. I don't know if you know anything about native, but you know native Taboola ads? No. Oh, bro, I gotta open up some doors for you.
I feel like I heard that name. I don't know a lot about it.
There's a lot, but yeah, continue. We'll get into it. Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Essentially, they just have like if like anyone knows Facebook ads at any level, it's like these affiliate networks know at like the max of the max, and you know we're coming in and bringing them like an offer that they already, you know, pump for. Like, dude, supplement market is like I don't know. I read something that's like a $50 billion market cap in just the U.S. alone. And like whatever last year. So it's like something that's like gonna keep hitting and hitting and hitting. And it's like they just know how to advertise it when you have like these specific types of offers to bring them.
No, it's really interesting you say that. We'll talk off camera too about that because I know there's some shit I want to show you too. But no, that's cool. And then you said you were pushing out a lot of dropshipping stores, right? Like pump and dumps?
Dude, like pump and dumps. Like, bro, like when everyone's number one question when they start out, yo, what's your product research method? How do you do product research? And it's like, I just did a call for like 2 hours the other day and I did physical like live product research. And I'm like, guys, like don't take away, like I'm like finding a winning product live. I found like 3 products that like kids ran after and like they actually hit. But I'm like, you know, there's like a few hundred people watching me and I'm like, guys, do not take away like from this call like, oh, you just want me to like dish you out a free banger that you can go throw up and make money with tomorrow. I'm talking everyone through my mindset and my common sense and, you know, what I'm thinking about as I'm looking at products and what I'm looking for. And it's really something that comes with like experience and also just like having the confidence in yourself to like use your own intuition and like just developing that over time. Like,
that is huge.
Like, dude, I don't ever do like physical product research. I don't go on a spy tool. I don't like do this. I do like this is gonna sound dumb and people won't know what I'm saying, but like I don't find winning products, they find me, bro.
No, 100%.
They just come to me, bro. So it's like I have like, and then like I'll find one banger that I know is gonna hit, and then I'll be like, okay, wait, what if I test 10 other products that are exactly like this? So they're probably gonna hit too, you know what I mean?
So I've never said this on camera before, but one of my best products back in the day, and I've still scaled it here and there, is a Pheromone perfume. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, of course.
So how I found that product was insane, bro. So I used to run up a product called Carnelian Stones. I don't know if you know it, but it's like this orange stone, basically. We ran it back in the day, and it was a attraction stone. So basically, if you were a girl and you had this stone, like you would get laid. Like your ex would come back to you.
Yeah.
It was a big attraction
Such a good
stone.
angle, bro.
We made over $1 million profit with that product. It died out. I didn't have the e-com skills to keep it going, but then I was like, what can we do to capitalize on just knowing that this works? I was thinking like, what other products are similar to this? And I came across the Pheromone perfume because it's like the same angle, but it's a completely different product. Bro, that product has made me like millions in profit. It's over 10 million in revenue. Easy,
dude, that product in itself was like the new sunset lamp. That like, I know like 5 people off the top of my head that also scaled it as well.
Yeah.
And dude, that product's probably done like $1 billion in revenue.
Yeah,
like
that Pheromone perfume has done. Yeah, probably definitely 9 figures.
I'm still getting ads for it like today. Yeah. Like different like versions of it.
It's really good. But the moral of the story there is like being able to work backwards from like, okay, this worked. Let's see how we can expand off that.
Exactly.
And I love to tell people that because like whenever they come to me just like, hey, how do you do product research? They expect some website or something, and you're like, you know what? Like, no, there's not a website.
Use real world like common sense and knowledge, bro.
100%.
And like, dude, it's like an emote in our Discord. It's called Brain Rot, bro. And like the number one thing that I try to tell any beginner that like joins into Rippy Club is like, all right, before you even like start learning anything here or how we do stuff, you need to get rid of the brain rot. Or you're watching YouTube videos, you're like, oh, let me go on PP ads and sort it by this amount of impressions, and this is how you find a winning product by using this spy tool, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no. You're running a business, think about real human beings and like actual psychology, and like, you know, you do it like that.
It's basic marketing, bro. It's all basic marketing. And I saw this one guy on Twitter, his name's Sean. I don't know if you've seen him before. Have you seen him?
Probably.
Malaysian guy. He's like 100K a day. He's like 17 or some shit. And it's crazy. And he was like, he had his podcast. He went on, he was talking about how simple his marketing is. I was like, oh, we do research. We find what people like about the product and we put it in the ads. Like he was explaining it so simply. 100K a day.
Yeah, dude. It's like,
it's so simple.
Bro.
And I think people need to realize that you need to have like, I'm not going to say street smart, but you should at least be able to put 2 and 2 together to make it work.
Yeah, you did. Like you need common sense for this to work.
You need common sense.
There's nothing in e-commerce at all that's black and white, or like if this happens, do that. Like, you know, if X happens, do Y. Like there's nothing in e-com that's like that. Everything is situational and like kind of basing it off of, you know, like, okay, I tested out this product. These are my metrics. How can I fix it? You know what I mean?
You need to think, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And I don't think the issue in this case is like the people are not thinking. I think it's just like they get so overwhelmed by the brain rot, as you said,
bro,
that they don't think their thoughts matter. They think they need to follow like some magic blueprint.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So having confidence in the beginning in your own thoughts is like, that's like the world of difference in, you know, actually making progress.
This is like the $1 million question of the podcast. Like, how do you build that confidence in the beginning?
How do you build that confidence? Dude, it's like rough answer, but it's like you got it or you don't, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like, bro, like if you're too much of a bitch, it's not gonna happen. Like, I don't know. Nah, but like to actually try to build up that confidence, it's like, okay, if you're following what Guru X said and you try this out and it didn't work, and now you're gonna do exactly what Guru Y said, let's spend the next month, let's spend the next 2 or 3 months, let's like try to weed out information that you've learned so far and try stuff out yourself that you think, not because someone told you to do it, and see the kind of results that you get based off of that. And then you're actually going to trust yourself to like, you know, learn based off like what you're doing. You know what I mean?
I have a really good answer to this one too, because I've been asked that, like, how do you build the confidence off the bat? Because the confidence is everything, right? Yeah. It's simple, and then that's, you could do everything right and it can still be wrong, but you could do everything wrong and you could be right. What I mean by that is like you could fuck up everywhere on the process, but something just works. You know what I mean? So like for you to think that you need to follow these exact strategies online and needs to be the perfect format on the store with a perfect media buying strategy, that's not going to dictate your success. Like I said earlier, there have been times before where I've tested a product, perfect test, it didn't go well, and I meet someone who's doing over $1 million a month with it. It's just sometimes shit works and you just have to keep going and like trust yourself, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true. And like what you just said, like you test a product, it didn't work, someone else is like going crazy with it. It's like if I throw up the pheromone perfume tomorrow really fast, probably not going to hit at all. I don't have any single system about it dialed. And that's also another thing that kind of like kept me like demotivated for a while, is like I would test products that like were bangers or sold a lot and then like didn't end up hitting on them. Then I'm talking to some other kid, he's telling me he's scaling it. And it's like, you need to just be like, okay, sometimes that's just what happens. That's what e-com is. So it's just like, keep going, bro, you know, get your own wave. So,
and that's the thing, like even at the highest level, when I'm talking to Nick, for example, talking about like how we can build like 9-figure businesses and what depicts if it's going to work or not, we still don't know.
Yeah, dude.
But we're still rich, so it doesn't matter.
We ball.
It doesn't fucking we ball. You know what I mean? So it's like we're still figuring out, and even at the beginner level, like if that doesn't scare you and you're still willing to take the leap and do the business model and continue to do it, you're gonna win. You know?
Yeah, no, it's 100% true. It's just having the solid mindset to keep going even if you fail. Dude, all right. A little bit off topic question. How do you think about like, so, you know, we're entrepreneurs, you know, we're very focused on our business. That's like our main priority. You want to scale it up, keep leveling up in life. You just bought a fucking Lambo.
Yes, sir.
It's like so sick. How do you implement, what's your relationship with girls in your life and relationships like that?
Dude,
as an entrepreneur?
I think you got to be careful with girls, especially when you start to make money.
Especially if you make money young.
Yeah. First of all, it's difficult to find girls I like my age because it's like they're all just brain rot. I think you gotta be careful, bro. I'm not the type of guy to fuck around a lot. Like I'm not gonna be like, you know, lover boy. But to me, at the end of the day, I prefer to have like a solid girlfriend. I've had a couple, but like, for example, my last relationship ended because like, dude, she was like asking for too much shit. Like she asked for an apartment in Dubai, like crazy
like,
shit.
Hello.
Like, like, come on now.
Yeah.
But it's difficult, man. It's difficult. Here's the thing, and this is how I think a lot. It's the hardest thing for me right now is just keep maintaining focus, because like think about this: if you gave someone my age millions in the bank, hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in every month guaranteed, you gave them a Lambo, penthouse in Miami, they're gonna be chasing your bitches like all that. That's what they're gonna do. So you gotta have what I like to think are like non-negotiables. Like, okay, like for example, today I'm not going to respond to a single girl. Like I'm not going to entertain anything. I'm just going to work. You need these non-negotiables, and you need to be kind of weird, bro. Because like if you act normally, like how a normal person would act, and you think how a normal person would think, you're fucked, bro. You're going to lose it all.
Yeah.
You got to be weird. I don't know how else to put it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you? How do you deal with the women?
Dude, so like, I don't know. I'm the same as you. Like I would just rather have like one solid than just be going out every weekend and slamming a 4 at the bar just cause like, you know what I mean? So, but like, you know, I'm not chasing or rushing to find that at all right now. So I'm just kind of like, I'm just like vibed out.
And here's the thing too, even if you found it, think about it like this, even if you found it, do you think you're ready for it? Like, are you going to settle? Like for real? Because like I was thinking about this with my ex too. I'm like, she's a good girl, but besides the whole,
would
like,
I literally marry you right now and spend the rest of my life with you when I'm this young? You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she, like for example, my ex, she was a good girl. Besides the whole thing that went down towards the end, but I was thinking like, dude, even if she's the perfect girl right now, it's not the right time, bro. It's not the right time. I just can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. There's so much for us, especially like in the space and industry that we're in. The amount of money that we have the potential to keep making. It's like there's so much experiences that you can go to, and you don't want.
I hate to be the guy to admit this because I know people are gonna watch this and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Girlfriends nerf you.
They do.
They do, bro. I know there's a guy watching this right now, probably with his girl.
My girlfriend supports me when I drop ship every day. You know what I mean?
No,
it's like, Maddie.
Yeah. They nerf you because like when you have a girlfriend, you start to confide to normal things like watching TV on the weekend or doing this or doing that, or like, she's gonna bitch about some drama to you or whatever. Like you have to be really weird to make this shit work. And I love to say that because like it's like I love how to put it like that. It's like you have to be weird. You know what I mean? Like you have to cancel on your friends, stay inside, work. Like you got to do weird shit, bro. Like to make $1 million a month from your laptop is fucking weird. You know what I mean? So you have to be a weird person to do that. And if you have a person that's not dependent on you, but there's like a relationship there, it kind of does nerf you. And I cannot count the amount of times that I know somebody who could have been like crazy potential, or they were crazy potential and they got cuffed up. They got cuffed up, bro. They got whipped.
Yeah. No, it's 100% true, bro. And it's like, it's just like you can't. Like it's such like a powerful thing, like having a relationship with a girl, or like, being worried about that, lust, like whatever. So like being an entrepreneur and like you said, being weird and making $1 million a month from your laptop, like you can't afford taking up a % of your brain space with like, a girl or just like being dependent like that.
Yeah.
So
you got to be a bit stoic. I'm like, for you, like right now, are you in a position to where like you're talking to a lot of girls and you're just trying to?
There's zero women on my phone at all, bro. Like,
this is all Ricky Club.
They're gonna be like, yo, Ant gets no bitches. There, no girls on my phone at all. Like, I have a few friends here and there. Like, I hung out with some like last night. It's like they came over, but I'm not like, oh my god, like, yo, I'm fucking with this girl. I gotta smash, bro. Let me text her. Like, how can I play this? Like, this, that, and the third. Like, I literally like, I'm just like. Just like vibing, doing like doing my thing. I'm not like I don't chase like really anything at all, or like haven't tried to or like pursued.
100%. Yeah, I mean, like for me, for example, I don't really entertain too much. I mean, I just got out of a relationship, and to be honest, like I'm so glad I'm out of that relationship.
Yeah, it's always a weight off your shoulders once you actually do it and like you realized it.
100%, 100%. And anyone watching this who's maybe in a relationship, this is super off topic. Who gives a fuck? Anyone who's watching this who's in a relationship that might not be supporting them, and they kind of feel like it's not the right time for them, just know that when you get the thought of a breakup, my mom says this is one of the best things that I've ever heard. She's told me this when I was young. She's like, when you get a thought of a breakup, it's like a virus and it's eventually going to take over. So the best thing to do is just cut it off when you get it.
Dude, you can, it's like you can, you break up in your head before you're even
bro.
Actually broken up, you know what I mean? And then that's just when the, downtrend of everything bad that happens.
To me, I know when I need to get out of the situations when I start like watching TV and shit. Because like I'm not the type of person to watch movies or TV, but when I'm like finding myself doing that.
Now we're laying in bed watching Netflix. I'm like, fuck, bro.
Fuck, that's done. Like I gotta break up.
I should be in the ad account right now.
Dude, I've met, but dude, it's crazy, bro. Because I like to think I'm normal when it comes to women, but I've met guys on both ends of the spectrum to where like they're like, for example, I have friends out here in Miami that are worth 25 million plus. They're going out every night, popping bottles, going crazy. Like they just thrive off pussy. Like I'll have my boy who lives in my building. He'll text me in the morning sometimes. He'll be like, bro, I just fucked 7 girls last night.
Dude,
you want one question mark? I'm like, he's worth 25 mil.
Yeah.
And then I have other guys I know that are worth like same amount. They're in the 8-figure range, and they don't touch women. And then if you put them in a situation where they have to talk to a girl, they start pissing their pants. You know what I mean? To me, I always wanted to be the guy who like could get it, but like isn't like stressing about it. You know?
No, I agree 100%, bro. And it's like I just think it's not something that like you should be putting so much brain power and emotion to like actively pursuing for like what it is that we do.
Yeah.
And like if it happens, it happens. If you want to go out at night, and like it's not like we're saying like, oh, you can't fucking enjoy your life. All you need to do is work all day. There's no work-life balance, but it's like you just can't have it because like that specific type of topic of like girls and relationships, like that can easily nerf you or take over your life and like fuck shit up. So it's like
I hate to be so direct, but if okay, we're gonna make this into a reel. I hate to be so direct, but if you're a young guy and you're trying to make money with either drop shipping, e-com, trading, whatever it may be, you should be single. You should break up with your girlfriend. 100%. And I hate to be that guy because I know these other guys on the internet that'll say shit like that, and I used to just cringe, but like I've seen it. I've seen like literally mostly, if not all, but most situations of a guy trying to make money when he's young. And 99% of the time when they have a girlfriend or something, they don't make it. It's just a fact, bro. Dude. I can't count the amount of times I'll see a guy, he has a girlfriend, he doesn't make it. And then the other single guy makes it. Maybe because he's just so horny and it powers him to get through the testing phase.
People literally can't control themselves. Bro,
yeah.
I was in like a 2.5 year long relationship. When I got out of that, it was like a couple months after is like when I started like my whole journey with everything, and now we're fucking here doing this. So
now you're up.
It's like literally like exact proof of it, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's a fact. If you're a single guy and you really want to make it, break up with your girlfriend. Sorry to say it.
There it is.
Some people are not gonna like that one, bro.
I mean,
but someone's gotta say it, man. And I know a lot of these guys too that they'll be in a situation to where like they want something, but their thoughts are influenced by what their girl tells them. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe they want like the Dan Brazilian life. You know what I mean? But they're never gonna get it because they just cuffed up, bro. They can't keep their dick in their pants. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, and like what you just said earlier, like guys are just thrive off pussy, bro. Fucking 7 bitches last night and this and that. Like I don't know. Like
that's a different thing. That's different.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. Just for me, naturally, I'm just like, oh yeah, like I would just rather have like one. Even if it's not like my girlfriend, just like get like just comfortability with them, and then just do whatever. And it's like then I'm not holding myself like to them, or I don't like have to like show up for that person if like I can't.
100%, not that much commitment. I mean, I prefer to have a girl for adventures, bro. That's always been my favorite thing. Like some of the best memories I've had traveling and stuff has literally been with a girl, like adventures and shit. Yeah, that's the best. Like doing stuff and you feel like you're like Indiana Jones, like what I mean? Like, that's why I love to travel, bro. A lot of the traveling I've done has been because of women. I can't even lie, bro. Yeah, it's either women or networking.
What's your whole take on just like why is it important to travel and like move around the world, especially while you're working?
So I think I'm good in speaking on this because I've traveled a lot, bro.
Yeah,
like a crazy amount. Like I think more than anyone my age, honestly. So traveling definitely opens up your mind, but traveling solo is key. I think a lot of people will look at me like, how did you mature so fast? And I think a big answer to that is because I traveled solo a lot. I met other people solo. Like when you're in a new country and you're solo, first of all, I think it's one of the best feelings when you land somewhere new. And like, let's say it's like 7 p.m., 8 p.m., the sun's going down. You can go out and just like do new things you've never done before. Yeah. But traveling definitely builds up character because at the end of the day, bro, you're not going to know what you like and what you don't like just from scrolling on social media and being in one spot. You know what I mean? Like you're going to learn yourself by traveling. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. And I've kind of built up character, bro, and I'll see these other like drop shipping gurus or these other kids, and I'm just like, dude, you have no character. Like you might have a lot of money in the bank, but it's like you got nothing going for you, bro. Like Joey Diaz, he has a really good clip.
Yeah, of course.
You know that one clip where he's like, I need people to have stuff like something. He's like,
some people don't do nothing.
They do nothing, bro. Like snort some coke, do some heroin, do some shit,
like
bro.
Get fucking something going
fuck
on.
something, oil them up.
No, that's so true, bro. Like I know so many people, they don't even have hobbies. They don't have a passion. They don't have like anything going on. Just botting out every day doing whatever it is that they do, and it's like you're not like you just need to have a passion for something, or like like that's like you traveling, like I guarantee that develops a lot of like your character and personality, which 100%. Is like if you don't like at least experience stuff or explore other hobbies or have passions, it's like what are you doing? Like, you're just like a fucking blob, bro.
And that's why literally, and that's why these podcasts, like the podcast we're doing right now, is so important because we're like normal people that have hobbies. We like to talk to girls. We do our own things. We're like normal people. There's so many people that can relate to us in that sense. Yeah. But we're also printing and we're doing really good. Yeah. So that's like a huge thing for people to see. Like, yo, he's like someone that I would be friends with, and he's also crushing it. I'm like, it gives him hope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're literally just the same human beings. As like
it's not just someone on front of a camera like top 10 products you're gonna drive.
Yeah, dude. Or
what's up, guys?
Or it's like this guy was fucking born. His parents are billionaires. And he somehow got lucky with this, that, and the third. It's just like we just made it. It's like picked one of our passions and hobbies, which was like money. Yeah. And it's like, okay, that's something that, you know, we explored as well.
Stuck with it, bro.
Dude, I think, maybe I can make this a reel if I don't fuck up. But like, dude, being obsessed with something is the best thing that can literally ever happen to you, bro. Whether it's you like getting into music, you want to be a streamer, or, you know, you want to make money, be an influencer, whatever it is. If you're obsessed with wanting to be an influencer, and like you would have a lot of followers. If you're obsessed with learning how to make money, you'd be figuring out ways, or be at a point where you're actually making money right now. And, you know, when you get obsessed with something, bro, it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like you're, you know, like having to work at something. It's like you're just doing it because you genuinely enjoy it. So it's like people like might get obsessed with something or might have a passion, and they just keep it suppressed in themselves because they're like, oh no, like I can't like spend all this time into this because I need to, you know, go fucking to college or whatever it is that they're doing. But it's like, bro, when you get obsessed at something, become the top echelon of it, and really, you know, figure that out and dial it down, you can make a career out of anything, bro. 100%. And you act on that. That's like the best like thing that can like literally ever happen to you, bro. 100%.
And that goes back to what I was saying too. Like, obsession is weird, right? Like, to be obsessed with something is naturally weird. You gotta be weird in order to get weird results, right? Making $1 million a month, traveling the world, being someone like in our position is weird. Like, that's weird. Like, when old people look at us, they think we're like, that's weird. Like, that's not normal. Yeah. He shouldn't be driving that car. Yeah. He shouldn't be able to afford that. Like, what's going on here, you know? Yeah. And to get that weird outcome, you got to be obsessed. You got to do weird things, bro. Like, when I look back on the days that like I was like grinding to build out my foundation, bro, I would like stay home on a Friday night and like drink wine and work. Yeah, I love drinking and working, by the way.
Really? Is that the move? Wine?
Bro, so fun. Okay. I'll kill a bottle and like launch campaigns, bro. Yeah, no, I did that alone on a Friday night. And my mom would come home. I remember because it was in my mom's crib. She would come home. She's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Just wait."
Don't worry about it. I'm like
drunk as fuck. I'm like, "Just wait." Just chill. But yeah, funny, bro. You gotta be weird, bro. How much time do we have left, by the way? 2 minutes. You want an outro? Anything else you want to like bang out real quick?
Like a quick reel. Fuck, dude.
Quick. Call out somebody.
All right.
Just do like a shot call last 2 minutes.
Dude, oh my god, that's heat, bro. That's heat.
We can always cut it out if you don't want it.
All right. If you go onto YouTube and type in dropshipping and it says case study, and the thumbnail has a red line in it, it came from me. And 90% of the dropshipping space on YouTube literally has a career because I exist, and they're copying me 1-to-1. No names though, but there's at least a dozen kids that have copied my entire career.
Yeah, that's fire. There's definitely gonna be some heat on that.
You'll go if you see a thumbnail with a red line in it, someone's face and a Shopify screenshot next to it. Yeah, they learned in Rippy Club and now they're copying what I do.
That's fire. That is a real.
You can go find them, dude. Fuck it.
All right. So last like departing piece of advice for people that have stuck through this whole video.
All right. If you stuck through this whole video and you're trying to make it, like you are, like the fact you even stuck through this whole video, like probably means that you are. And you know, I think one of the best takeaways from this and like out of everything that we said so far is like if you really just stick to something, regardless of what's going on inside of it, and do not quit, it is a guaranteed success. It is a guaranteed win. We're living proof of it. There's thousands of other kids that, you know, are in your group or in my group that also, you know, have stuck to it and won. And like, it does not matter if you feel motivated or not. Just stay on the grind and you'll make it.
100%. Yeah. And just to add on to that, in 2024 with dropshipping, one of the best things you guys can do is just filter out all the BS. I think there's a lot, like you were saying, brain rot. I call it just like the clearing phase when we onboard people. There's just so much BS in the dropshipping space. If you're watching like this podcast in particular and you're like involved in both of our personal brands, you've done the right thing, you're on the right side. Stick with the people that actually do the business model, learn it from them. You'll find it a lot easier to make money. But yeah, bro, appreciate 100%. You.
Yes, sir. On. That was a banger pod, especially for my first one.
Yeah, that was good, bro. That was good.
Cooked, dude. Banger.